Hello, Roy Mithril here once again, and it's time to start our next project. It's October here at Dragonsoft Studios, and this is where I'd normally do a joke skit about my vacations to Silent Hill. But this year, we're doing something a little bit different, and so it's time for a little backstory. When the original PlayStation first came out, that was my uncle's system of choice. He had a subscription to PlayStation Magazine, he got a ton of demo discs, and when our local video rental started featuring PS1 games, he was all over it. As such, we saw a lot of PS1 games and demos, one of which was the original Resident Evil. Where my mom had tried to keep me sheltered from horror-style movies and such when I was a little kid, she loved that sort of thing. She loved suspense and horror. Heck, her favorite author is Stephen King. So when she saw Resident Evil in action, it was actually my mom that really wanted to try playing it herself. So I sat down and joined in with her. We essentially double-teamed the game. She liked the exploration and puzzle solving, but if an area got too combat heavy, she'd pass the controller over to me and I'd do the fighting. The original Resident Evil also had something else that helped draw me in. Deliciously cheesy dialogue. It sort of numbed the shock for me of playing a game of this style for the first time, and if not for that, I'm not sure if I would have gotten as into survival horror games as I did. Resident Evil was kind of the horror gateway game for me, leading my mum and I into trying other series like Silent Hill and Alone in the Dark. And so, in tribute to this fact, this year I returned to my horror roots, and we tackle the original Resident Evil. So, let's get right into it with the good old days of the PS1, or at least the PS1 as played on a PS2. Yay, backwards compatibility. And so, welcome to Resident Evil. I'm playing the director's cut. It's kind of the middle child between the original Resident Evil and Resident Evil Director's Cut DualShock Edition. We'll talk more about that later on. So, we're just going to start a new game. We have three options here: Standard, Training, or Advanced. We're going to be going with Standard. Training is basically the same, just easy mode. There's more items, you have infinite of certain items. Advanced? That's something we're going to get to a little bit later. So, let's start this off.
Resident Evil.
So, to begin, we have our character select. You can play as either Chris Redfield or Jill Valentine. I am actually planning on doing both characters because there are appreciable differences, but I ran a poll to see who people wanted me to start with. We're going with Jill.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we're searching for the helicopter of our compatriots Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of our mission.
You haven't found it?
No, I haven't found it yet. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. Bravo Team went to the hideout of the group and disappeared.
Look, Chris!
It was Bravo Team's helicopter. Nobody was in it. But strangely, most of the equipment was still there. However, we soon discovered why.
Chris Redfield. Jill Valentine. Barry Burton. Rebecca Chambers. Albert Wesker. Resident Evil.
So, there's our intro, and the cheese is delicious. They've escaped into the mansion, where they thought it was safe. Yet.
What is this?
Wow, what a mansion!
Captain Wesker, where's Chris?
Stop it! Don't open that door!
But Chris is...
What is it?
Maybe it's Chris. Now, Jill, can you go?
I'm going with you. Chris is our old partner, you know.
Okay, let me handle this. Stay alert!
Dining room.
So, what exactly are we letting Wesker handle? Just chilling out in the main hall? Nothing inside the vase.
What? What is this?
What is it?
Blood. Jill, see if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Hope this is not Chris's blood.
So many good memories of the dialogue. So yeah, Barry is investigating. We can go ahead and grab this, though. Will you take the emblem? Indeed we will. Now you do have limited inventory space in this game, so it is something to watch out for. Technically, we don't really need this yet, but it doesn't hurt to go ahead and grab it. Also, something nice. You can get a full view of any item you pick up here. There's a scratch. Someone may have used it. Also, as long as we're in here, let's go ahead and equip this gun. Why not? So these iconic door scenes are actually loading times. The disc is loading up the next room, and they just use the door to mask that. And yet, it's such an iconic looking thing. So we have a door locked from inside. A door that's locked. Use the lockpick to open the door. Good to know we're going to get one of those. And another door that's locked from inside. Also, my apologies in advance if things are a little dark. Unfortunately, there is an options screen, but I don't think you can actually adjust brightness here or anything like that. Unfortunately, there also is not an option for subtitles. So, hopefully everything picks up okay. Oh look, it's the first victim ghost from Silent Hill 4. So, yeah, we're just going to back off a little bit. But we are going to go ahead and try and take this guy down. Early on, though, you do want to try and conserve ammo if you can. So, just knock zombies down and then finish them off with a knife if need be, but it looks like we already got him. You can tell a zombie is down for good if a good bit of blood pools out of them. My mom and I always refer to this as they're pooling nicely. He's Kenneth from the Stars Bravo team. Now he's become a mere shadow of his former self, What is that even supposed to mean? It's kind of beyond that. He's dead. He's also headless. But we can loot the corpse. We get a clip of ammo. Be sure and examine it again, though. And we get another clip of ammo. If you don't come here immediately, if you try and go back out to the main hall enough times, the zombie will be largely done eating Kenneth, and you won't get those clips of ammo. So just go ahead and do what you need to do.
Barry?
What is it?
Watch out! It's a monster!
Let me take care of this. What is it?
Kenneth was killed too. Maybe by this creature. Anyway, let's report this to Wesker.
So back to the main hall with Barry in tow. We'll go ahead and examine this rather standout grandfather clock here. A dusty-looking grandfather clock, with scuff marks under it. That's kind of suspicious. We'll worry about it later, though.
Wesker! Help me look for him, Jill. And don't leave this hall for the time being.
Pretty much all you really have to do here is just peek behind the stairs.
Find anything, Jill?
Nothing. What is this all about? I can't figure it out at all.
Beats me, too.
Now it's Wesker's time to disappear. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it can't be helped. Let's search for him separately. I'll check the dining room again.
Okay, I'll try the door on the opposite side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could get into trouble if we get lost. We should start from the first floor, okay? And Jill, here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
Thanks. Maybe I'll need it.
Listen, if something happens, let's meet up in this hall. This time, I'll be there.
Okay, so two things. First off, why are we supposed to be surprised that Barry will be there, considering he's not the one that vanished? Also, if Jill is the master of unlocking, then why did Barry start with a lockpick and not Jill? Oh well, it's only a game, it's only a game. So typewriters in this game, they are your save points. But to use them, you have to have ink ribbons. Very often there will be an ink ribbon near a typewriter, but we don't really need to save just yet. Also, yeah, we're not going that way. It's too dangerous to go outside. Now that we have the lockpick, we could technically go back and open that lockpick door that we saw earlier, but there's not really a point to doing so just yet. It's locked. A carving of armor. That'll make sense later on. For now, we'll just go through here.